Yo, so guys, and welcome back to a brand new HMS news video. And today we're going to talk about none other than the alien, the Ant, Marc Marquez, number 93, obviously winning in Sachnsenring for the 11th year in a row. Ever since he seems to have visited this track, he seems to have been on a roll, especially kicking it off, obviously, 11 years ago in 125s and all the way through Moto 2 and obviously every visit in MotoGP. It's all been wins for him, so clearly, you know, Marc Marquez territory, and you know, honestly, this year we thought it could have maybe have ended, obviously, with Marc Marquez's limitations riding. Obviously, this track did suit him a lot more. Probably going to be maybe his only opportunity to win. Obviously, depends on how he goes on future tracks. But obviously, with this track being mostly left corners, you know, he had you know, not as many limitations riding physically, obviously, with that shoulder and stuff, compared to, you know, other rounds where we've seen him fighting further back, you know, nowhere near the front runners, and unfortunately crashing out. But Sachnsenring all went well for him in the race, you know, and it was a very dominant win, obviously. You know, ever since the rain started dropping down, he just pulled the pin, you know, he just kept going, he didn't care, and he saw his opportunity, took it, and obviously won, you know. When those raindrops came down, obviously Marc Marquez has obviously been known for years now, you know, like flag to flag races, mixed conditions, he's always just one of the top riders. He just gets on with it, he just doesn't care, you know, those little raindrops on the visor, he just thinks it's imaginary, he just keeps going. And we obviously saw him pull out that pretty large gap over Alicia Spargo at the time, which he did kind of hold up everybody for a while. You know, Sachnsenring is a one-line track. Must have been quite frustrating, you know, when those early little raindrops came down. You know, Miguel Oliveira and Jack Miller, you know, all the riders behind must have been quite vexed being behind Alicia Spargo, seeing him cruise around, you know, while they saw Marc Marquez pulling out a 2-second gap in the distance. But, you know, even so, when Miguel Oliveira got into clean air, he was pulling back that gap, and, you know, Marc Marquez kept responding, and the gap kind of was like a little bit of a yo-yo, because Miguel would catch up, but then he would lose a little bit, and it would only be a 10th a lap. Which obviously wasn't enough to be able to catch Marc Marquez, and he pretty much gave up at the end anyway, you know, when he saw that it just wasn't going to happen. Here he just brought it home for another podium. Third podium in a row now for KTM and Miguel Oliveira, so great to see from them, and obviously good to see Honda, you know, back up the front. Obviously first win in a very long time, and you know, they had this great opportunity here in Sachnsenring with Marc Marquez, and they definitely took it with both hands. And obviously, you know, Marc Marquez very emotional on that in the podium. And obviously taking the win, obviously understandable, obviously with everything he's been through in that. So it was good to see. You know, it was an unexpected result for me, to be honest. I mean, I didn't think he was gonna, you know, back it up for an 11th year in a row. But I didn't really take into consideration all the left corners, to be honest. But he's gone pretty well, dominated that race, and now we're going to be moving to sort of like the opposite kind of vibe, I guess you could say. You know, to Sachnsenring, we're going to go into Assen, a lot of twisty, fast change of directions, a lot of right-handers and stuff, so definitely going to be a track which could affect him a lot more. So we may not see him at the front just yet on, you know, the more technical tracks that, you know, a lot of changes directions and a lot of right-hand corners. Obviously that's where he suffers, obviously Sachnsenring being mostly left, so it'll be interesting to see, you know, how he goes. I do think he'll be obviously a little bit better, you know, the early tracks he returned to, but maybe not quite fighting for the win. You know, I think he'll be fighting maybe for a podium, top 6, something like that. But, you know, who knows? Obviously, one in Sachnsenring, he could go and back it up in Assen and just suffer through the pain. I mean, who knows? But make sure you down in the comments, what do you think about Marc Marquez's race in the Sachnsenring, and what do you think he will do in Assen? Make sure you're down in the comments, leave a like and subscribe for more content as always. And I'll see you with some brand new videos very soon.